Hello, everyone. How are you today? I get the pleasure of speaking with Dr. Ellen. She's an inspirational life coach, an author, and a speaker from Lightness One All. And she's just written a new book. So we're going to get to dive in and find out about her new book, Simply Surviving to Radically Thriving. And Dr. Ellen is a fellow colleague and coach that and a wonderful person. So we're going to dive in. So welcome, Ellen. How are you today?
Thank you. I am doing great, and it's always great to talk to you and to see you. I love Zoom. I have so many virtual friends.
So true. It's so true. So let's dive in. What inspired you to write from sorry, mouthful.
Yeah,
What
it
inspired
is.
you to write from simply surviving to radically thriving? And how does it help women break free from stress and reclaim their joy?
So glad you asked that.
And where's your book? I want to see it. Where's your book?
So there's my book, and there is
Awesome.
another tagline. It's 5 steps to unleash unstoppable you, which hopefully we'll have a time to get into a couple of those steps today. But the reason that I wrote it is I spent most of my life from the time I was little being a people pleaser, a perfectionist, and a peacekeeper,
Mm.
trying to control everyone and everything around me so that I could feel safe, that I could feel loved. And it took decades of really feeling like buried under the weight of that,
Mm.
because eventually it got heavier and heavier to look outside of myself for validation, for approval, and for love. And also putting myself last on my to do list, because when you're trying to keep everybody else happy around you, that doesn't leave a lot of time to take care of yourself. And I'm
Yeah.
on a mission to flip that, for women to put themselves at the top of their to-do list, to tune in, to take care of themselves so that they give from a full cup and from the overflow. And when we start loving ourselves and we really prioritize our health and well-being, and the only body we're going to have this lifetime, the better that we can take care of ourselves, the more that we have to give to everyone around us. And uh, and I do talk about it in my book. Mel Robbins wrote a book, The Let Them Theory, that came out on December 24th of last year. And there's just such a freedom and joy and just aliveness that comes from allowing ourselves to be ourselves and allowing other people to be who they are, instead of us trying to manipulate and control everything. So that's where the book came from. And I am so glad to have it out into the world. And I really am hoping that um, people that pick it up, men or women, although it is aimed at women, I have several men that have read it, that they get something out of it that can help them improve their lives and bring more joy and freedom to them.
Oh, that's powerful. That's so beautiful, Dr. Ellen. I love it because we take on, especially as women, we take on the world, and we're super women, and we all are, and it's great. And we forget ourselves. We always forget ourselves, and when we switch that, which I've started to do, I don't do it. I don't. I'm not perfect, but progress over perfection. I mean, when
Exactly.
I started prioritizing my sleep and my stress levels and managing them differently, I was able to show up in such a more energetic, powerful way, right? It's like, and again, I have lots of roller coaster bad days, but just the act of starting to realize that you're not your work just doing everything for everyone else, and you need to take care of yourself too. Just the thought of that first thought and awareness of it makes such a difference. It's like it's so powerful when you lean in. You can do so much more and help more and be there for more when you actually look after yourself. Very cool. So, how will your book guide women to transform their lives, shifting from the burnout and overwhelm to feeling calm, in control, and empowered? How do you do that?
Well, like you just said, it is not perfection, it is progress. um, and so much of what you just said, for years, I pushed myself. And if I needed to do more, it came at the cost of my sleep or my rest. And it just caused me personally to be so exhausted. I remember days when I had to get up for work when I worked at a hospital and my body felt like lead. Like
Mm.
it took superhuman effort just to get my body out of bed. And that was my body talking to me. Did I listen? No, not at first. But eventually, for me, I had osteopenia for years, which I knew, and it was a benefit of working for Merck Pharmaceuticals and promoting Fosamax, is I had a bone density down when I was 35 and realized that mine was low. And then I had an osteoporotic fracture about 4 or 5 years ago, and I just couldn't ignore it anymore. That yeah, my health and my well-being had to take a, a bigger step up in my life and come up on that to-do list from the bottom closer to the top. And so that's when I started shifting my diet and exercise to primarily strengthen my bones. And when I found out through all of that is that my mood and my energy and other things felt better. So the first step in my book is actually tuning in with your body. Does it feel like lead in the morning? After you've been in bed for 6 or 7, 8 hours, hopefully your body is healed and you feel rejuvenated and rested and want to get up in the morning. And if that's not the case, then that's something that you can certainly take a look at. The other basics that I found, and especially when I was stressed and running all the time, I was running on caffeine,
Mm.
4 to 6 cups a day. And when I was running from thing to thing, especially when I worked for Merck, because I traveled a lot, food for me was whatever I was driving by at the moment.
Mm.
And it is fuel. I mean, it is calories and your body will burn them and keep running. But it's like a high performance sports car that takes high octane gasoline. You
Mhm.
can put regular in and it will run, and for a while you won't notice anything, and after a while it starts pinging and knocking and not running so well and hesitating. The same with our bodies. If we put low octane, low quality food into our bodies, it's not going to run at its optimal pace. And so many of the times when we're stressed, that is what we reach for. More like we're stressed and exhausted and overwhelmed, we reach for more caffeine, more sugar, more quick sources of energy, and something to keep us running. And yet, that's not really what our body needs. So when I switched to water instead of my third or fourth cup of coffee a day or more. When I switched to salads instead of donuts and muffins, um, I noticed all of a sudden that I had more consistent energy, that my body ran better, and that I felt better and was less stressed. And that's not to say that I never eat a donut or I never stop at fast food or, well, I don't drink coffee now because that's a whole nother story we could get into, is about the acid base balance in your body. And and if you're interested, you know, schedule a call with me. Um, but now I realize when I am stressed that I can still keep some of those healthy habits and stop in that moment and say, what's going to make me feel better if I eat this right now, and making better choices in every moment makes a big difference over time.
Oh, that makes so much sense. And tuning into your body and listening to our bodies. We are so detached from what our bodies are telling us in this world today because of all of the stuff around us and how fast paced everything is. And it's like actually tuning in and listening. It's a practice. You're not going to just, okay, now I know it. It's a practice. So working with someone like you will help them, and reading your book will help you figure out how to tune in to your body.
Yeah.
But I have one question which probably
Okay.
doesn't have an answer here, but I'm just throwing it out there. It's like, why do we as humans wait until we break down before we're willing to actually fix things? Sorry, I know it's an unanswerable question, but I had to throw it out there.
Oh, it's a fabulous question. And our intuition, our bodies talk to us all the time. And I hear it. Like, take an umbrella, grab a raincoat, It's sunny right now, won't be sunny at 4 o'clock. Our intuition knows things. Choose a salad, choose protein, um, get up and move, whether it's, dancing to a song for 5 minutes or
Mhm.
taking a walk around the block for 5 or 10 minutes. Our bodies know what we need. And it's just so easy to tune that out. And the training that we're in, they call that a feather. So
Yeah.
there's this inkling, there's this thought, there's this feeling in your body. You know, Mine, when I felt my body felt like lead and wouldn't get out of bed in the morning, you know, that was a perfect opportunity for me to stop and say, well, maybe not drinking 8 cups of coffee a day would make me sleep better. Um, you know, and again, it's just small choices over time of tuning in and listening. And it's
Yeah.
just so easy not to. The next thing is a brick, and for me, my body feeling like lead in the morning was probably a brick saying, something really needs to change. We shouldn't feel like this first thing in the morning. And then the truck, the broken wrist, the for me, it was an upper respiratory infection 6 or 7 years ago that had me housebound for 4 months because my doctor, every time I call her to say, hey, can I go out now? She's like, I can still hear you wheezing. No. Like, what is, and that was a really important question. What is so important? What is more important than your health?
Yes.
And it was like, hmm, now that you put it that way.
Yeah.
But so often, like you said, it's an unanswerable question, but it really is answerable. It's, at what point does the universe have to
Mm,
show us something that gets us to stop and make a different decision, or stop and tune in and find out what we really need?
yeah. And that's an individual journey, right? And it
It is.
starts with becoming aware of what's around you and aware of what you're doing and aware that you're going on autopilot and start being able to make some individual choice because we all have choice no matter what our situation is, and there doesn't mean it's easy, man. We can be in really hard places, but we can still choose how we want to be and what we want to do. I love that. So that was the first step of your body of your book is
Is
tuning in.
is
What
tuning
are
in.
a couple of you said there's 5 steps. I don't know if we can get
There
all
are five
five.
steps.
What's the next one?
So the first one is tune in. Once you do, ask your body, does it need hydration? And hydration is water or electrolyte solution, something without caffeine, herbal tea, uh, nutrition. We talked about
Yeah.
rest and movement. And
Yeah.
then the third step, which is my favorite, and I do it every morning, and it works in the Zoom meetings as well. It's I love you, I love you, I love you. So it's
Oh,
a high five with the right hand, left hand, both hands, while saying I love you, I love you, I love you.
can we do that
Also,
now? Can we do that
sure.
now?
And also look yourself in the eye when you do it, because the
Okay.
eyes are the window to the soul. So you're really connecting to that deepest part of you.
So it's
So
right hand.
right hand, I love you.
I love you.
I love
I
you.
love you.
I love
I love
you.
you. Oh wow, that felt so good.
And you can also do it if you have significant others in your life. You can do it with them as well.
That felt
So it's
awesome.
a fun practice. The next step is take 5 for joy. And this is a really great practice because so oftentimes we think we'll be happy when I get that car, the house, the job, the relationship. And joy doesn't have to be a reward at the end. You can create joy in your life today. Just take 5 minutes and just think, what would bring me joy right now? It may be something as simple as a cup of tea, petting your animals, taking a walk, reading a book, listening to a song or music, getting up and dancing. It doesn't have to take a long time, but the more moments of joy that you can bring into your life, the more moments of joy you have. And joy is just such a great high energy vibe that once you start embodying it, it just radiates out from you. And as a side note, my word for 2025 is shine. So I'm all about embodying as much joy as I can so I can shine brighter into the world.
Oh, that's lovely. And you are shining. You can, what's powerful about energy, the energy we put out, like I can feel you're shining. Like I can see, not just see you, I feel you. And it's like that so much can happen when we have this, even from different countries. It's like I feel your energy and your shine and it's exuding. I love it. I
Aw,
love it.
thank you.
So, amazing book, From Simply Surviving to Radically Thriving. So, how does embracing self-love play a role in shifting from your this survival mode to what you call thriving, and what can women expect to experience when they step into their full potential?
Ah, well, I hope they experience what I'm experiencing, which is this radiance, this joy, this excitement to get up in the morning, not waking up exhausted and feeling like my body is lead. It's my body is light and it's energetic and it wants to move and it wants to do the things that are on my to-do list because I'm excited about what I'm creating in the world. And so self-love is, and the vibration of love is really healing. And I like to say, love over fear, faith over fear. The more that we can stay in that vibration of love and of trust that the universe has our back, that we can do what we need to do to handle whatever life throws at us. And I know life can throw some real curveballs at times, and it can feel very scary to step out and do something different, and to step out into the unknown. Um, and the more that we love ourselves, the more we build that foundation of trust within ourselves, the easier it is to step out and to try new things and to um, just trust that whatever is coming for us is not a train, but
Yeah.
but really what is in our best interest and will move us in the direction and down the tracks that we're supposed to be going.
Oh, that's powerful. It's like self-love and trust. I think the trust part is pivotal to that. You have to trust yourself. Trust that you know. And that's like tune into your body, like listen, have your moments of joy and trust that the universe knows what's right for you, and listen to it, and explore, right? And that's where it's about the power of exploring within yourself is just as powerful as exploring the world. And that self-love and self-trust is such a great thing. Oh, I love it, Dr. Ellen. You're amazing. Um,
Thank you.
so where can people get your book? Number one, how can put throw it up there so we can see it again?
Yes.
Where can
And
I buy your book?
for those of you that can't tell,
Yes,
my hair matches my
I
book.
love
So
it.
I match my brand. So it is From Simply Surviving to Radically Thriving. If you search Ellen Mosti on Amazon, you will find it in any country. Um, and you can go to lightnessoneall.com, which is my website. And if you purchase it from there, you will get an autographed copy. I'm still working on shipping. So if you are not in the US, um, you may want to buy it through Amazon. But if you truly want an autographed copy, just put it in through there, and I may have to adjust the shipping rates. Um,
Perfect. I love it. Well, we'll put all of those that information in below the video so you can check out the website, and they'll put the link on Amazon and all the good things. Awesome. So I think you had a free gift to offer as well to our
I
audience today.
do. So for those of you that don't have my book yet, I will point out a couple of the graphics. So one of the big things we talked about earlier is control. So the red circle is what is in our control. All the things outside of it are out of our control. So focusing on what is in our control can give us a lot of freedom and a lot of our energy back. At least it did for me. For those of you that want all 5 steps, I have this really fun graphic that reminds you. You can print it out and put it somewhere that you can see it. And that way you can follow the 5 steps every day. And like you said, so many of us don't tune in. And for a long time, I was numb and didn't know what I felt. And when I was in therapy, they'd be like, "How do you feel?" I'm like, "Well, my shoulder hurts. I have this tightness in my gut." I didn't know what emotions were or how to name them. So there's a really fun graphic in there with little emojis. So Uh, you
So
can
you're going to
actually
provide.
then use the emojis. So the free gift is a download of these 3 graphics from the book with a
Awesome.
link to contact me for a 30-minute call so we can help you step out of surviving in fear and that fight, flight, freeze, and fawn where we're so constricted and tight to radically surviving, which is filled with love and joy and openness and energy.
And I would add possibility. I love that.
Yes,
Like, that's so
that too.
powerful. Oh, that's such a wonderful gift. Thank you. So we will link
You're
to that
welcome.
download as well. I'm going to download it for myself.
Cool. I love that.
And we'll have to have more calls.
We will. I
I
can't
know.
wait. And I know that you and I have talked off out of side of this and have talked about doing some things together. And
Yes.
so keep an eye out for that.
Absolutely. Yes, we are going to collaborate in the future. It'll be super fun. So any last words that you want to say, Dr. Ellen?
Just I know it's a journey, and I just hope that today in this moment you take one piece of advice, something that you heard here today that will take you from simply surviving out of that fear and into that love and faith.
Nice. That's so powerful. One step. It all starts with one step. Just do
One
one
step.
thing, one small thing, and get Dr. Ellen's download. Thank you.
Thank you.